Volskaya Foundry, our first map in the best of 3 series, Underdog Cup number 2. So we had the first Underdog Cup that focused on teams in Division 2 and Division 3 of HeroesLounge, and now we have our second Underdog Cup, a little bit of a smaller version. It's an 8-team double elimination bracket where we have the teams out of Division 4 and Division 5 playing. So we're going a bit deep here. Silver and gold is where most players are located. There's a couple that are outliers. We had a diamond player in one of the previous ones, so there will be quite a little bit of a shift here. But a lot of the players that have been playing in previous matches and also in these ones are roughly on gold level. Some are then down on silver, and I suppose we're also going to get the occasional bronzy, just so you have a rough idea of where the skill level is compared to what we had in the first Underdog Cup, where we focused on Division 2 and Division 3 teams that, generally speaking, are on the high end of Diamond up to the low end of Grandmaster. Now, this is again the same rule set that we used previously. Heroes can only be played once within a series, so every single hero that you see played in game number 1 cannot be played again, which makes a difference because right now, since we're so low in the leagues, we now have a situation where a lot of these guys are one-trick ponies. So there is definitely a bit of a fun element on this. You will see some players that just don't necessarily know exactly what to do with their heroes. And it is normally very good advice that if somebody that doesn't have a lot of time to play Heroes of the Storm should focus on 2 heroes, maybe 3, and just spend all their time trying to master them. But if you play with this rule set here, this means that you get your preferred choice maybe once or twice, but then if it comes to game number 3, all of a sudden, you might have to deviate into something that you don't have as much experience with. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We had in our first series Cho'Gall, just to name one example, and you can already see it on the bans here for Volskaya Foundry that things are definitely a little bit different. And of course, if you have knowledge about what your opponent likes to play, you'll also go in and start banning out some of the preference picks on the other side. So we get as our first pick Johanna. She comes in first. And for the red team, who I believe also picked the map. Also, these team names are a little bit misleading, I have to say. Cats against trouble. I mean, from my personal experience, usually it's cats that are causing the trouble. And if my Instagram feed is anything, has anything to say about it, then it's definitely cats that are causing the trouble normally. So I'm looking at this a little bit, I'm just like, where does that name come from? We got Tacita and we have Blaze, so we're going full StarCraft apparently on the side of the red team. And Team Blondie, aka Jojo and Anduin, they still need another pick for Nakiveen. I have absolutely no idea what that means. Suppose it has a meaning. And we get Sonya. Alright. Will the objective even be played for or not? That's one of the big questions here. So, yeah. Sonya. That portrait of Sonya is never going to be not funny to me. How ugly that is. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, with the final few bans coming in, we get Falstad eliminated. So, no globals, no gusts that are coming out. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I would see, like, on the one hand, I would like to see something crazy. On the other side, I'm looking over to the Tacita pick, and I'm like, well, if it starts with Tacita in your first pick rotation, then I assume this is only going to be even more interesting. So we have with Sonya a fake blonde now on the side of the blue team. If they want to continue with Team Blondie, since Kelthas is also already gone, their options are starting to be a bit more limited. I suppose Jaina is definitely still an option. You could go for Nova, I'd say. Who else comes to mind? Not really a whole lot now that I'm thinking about it. So, yeah. The Sonya portrait is so ugly. I'm looking at that, it is just too damn good. Rhaegar and Muradin, so we're going a bit more traditional on the next 2 picks. We have a player over there that is called Truck Driver. When I see someone that is called Truck Driver, I expect big things in the mount department. At a minimum. If you call yourself Truck Driver, you at least, I mean, at a minimum, I want a choo-choo train. For the blue team, final 2 picks for map number 1 in the best of 3. And we're getting Mephisto and Reyna. Alright, this is Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy is actually quite popular, as it seems, in on these levels. We had Jimmy also in our first series. We'll see what we're gonna get as our level 1 talent. I got a couple of slows. But last but not least, on Volskaya Foundry. For the Cats Against Trouble. Together with Tacita. I mean, they need another damage dealer, obviously. So Tacita is already in the house, and we get Nazebo. It's a big map. It's gonna take a while. Nazebo is the choice. We're heading straight for Volskaya Foundry. Game number 1, Nakivin, which is apparently the sausage boat, so I guess that's the same thing like a sausage fest. We got Terba on Sonya, Simba on Anduin, Odorox on Joanna, Slithery Snack on Reyna, and Titi is playing Mephisto. Just on the right side of the map, Cats Against Trouble with Cats on Merlin. We got Skarax on Blaze, G-Fog on Nazebo, Faku on Tacita, and Truck Driver is playing Rhaegar. And we are double... Okay, fair enough. He's playing Rhaegar. Alright, alright, alright. No choo-choo train over here. Okay. I like the choice, by the way, for Jimmy with the ace in the hole. So we talked about this in the previous series, where the stacks are usually not their best options and why. So we get ace in the hole instead right now. But already, oof, some fireworks in the mid lane. And it seems that nobody is going to die just yet. Okay, so down at the bottom of the map, we're getting Skarax on the side lane. And all the way up at the top, G-Fog is doing his thing with Nazebo, trying to get the stacks together, but also losing a lot of HP. Needs to be very, very careful on this one. Yeah, in the meantime, as a bit of a side note, guys, if you have not checked out HeroesLounge yet, you should definitely do that. As I already mentioned a few times, this is the biggest amateur league that we have in the game. It is based in Europe, but you can even play as a North American player. There's actually, in fact, several North American players that are playing in HeroesLounge. So check them out if you haven't done that yet. You can sign up as an individual player, you can sign up as a team, doesn't really matter. And it also doesn't matter if you're playing in Wood League or if you're a Grandmaster player. You will be put into a division that makes sense for you, and then again you play against like-minded people that are interested in not only community but also some of a more competitive angle compared to what you see in Hero League. So if you haven't checked them out yet, you should definitely do it. Check out the website. If you have any questions, you can also go to the Discord channel. We have a very, very active Discord channel where questions are easily going to be answered. So yes, as I said before, HeroesLounge.gg, definitely something that is going to make Heroes a lot more enjoyable, at least my personal opinion. A lot more fun. Without a kill yet, we have at least level 4 kicking in for the teams. With that, we now have for Jimmy Fight or Flight, and we get the shutout ground for Sonya. Mirrodin with Thunderburn, and Tacita is of course going for the electric defense right now. A couple of items have already been gathered, but the healing beacon is still available. One of the questions that will have to be answered soon is the teams, if they care about the objective, or if they just simply don't. Yeah, if they just simply look at it like, yeah, whatever, we don't need a protector. So, yeah. Up at the top, Jimmy. That Stormbolt. Zoning Stormbolt for Murden. If that connects, then it might be lights out for the StarCraft hero. But he thankfully was able to dodge that. On level 4, we're now also getting the big Voodoo for Rhaegar. They're a bit late, but still. 35 stacks for him already. And, yeah. Down at the bottom of the map, we now got Sonya in position, still in that 1v1 against, of course, Blaze. Nobody is going for the healing beacon, by the way. Nobody has made a move there. They're just going for the rest of the mercenary camps, and it seems that at least the blue team is thinking about getting themselves a protector here. Also, the move for Jojo, the conveyor belts are up, but Terba, totally fine here. Not a problem. And we already had Mephisto moving in to help him out if need be. But yeah, Sonya is immediately back on the lane and just does her thing as the red team is trying to contest at least tangentially what is happening in the mid lane. So apparently both of them are interested to play around the objective a bit further. The Nazeo pick is already hinting that Cats Against Trouble are totally willing to delay this game a little bit and just go for the late game. Tacita with a bit of a hybrid here, Sonic Echo now on level 7 for him too. And for Jimmy, we get the heavy slugs as Jojo went into Sins Exposed. So Jimmy is, I mean, he should also be able to do a lot of damage then later on, but damn, they just gave this one up. So that protector immediately taken. Mephisto's making his way over, and they're of course trying to make a play for the fort in the middle. Back in the day, before the hit points of the fountains were connected to the forts themselves, you could take fountains out directly. And normally what you wanted to do with the protector is move towards the top side and take the fountain out, because the next objective will spawn top lane. So you always wanted to make it harder for your opponent to sustain themselves at the next objective lane. But things since then have changed a lot, so right now it doesn't really matter where you go. Seems that the idea for them is just take down a couple of walls, don't even push too hard for the forts, just open the walls up so that you can go for another play later on in the game. Nazeebo is topside, still getting stacks, sitting at 58 now. It's not too bad. Still on track here. Rotates also then towards the middle. Occasionally gets a bit of assistance there too. So they keep actually some of the minions there for him to play around with and make it easier for him to get the stacks together. And that's exactly how you should do that in the early stages. Just try to do as much as you can and stack him up. That will of course make him as a hero stronger, and then also really like enable that power spike on level 20 that you're trying to pull through with. Damage wise, we have not really a lot going on. 12,000 for Mephisto, 10,000 for Sonya. Nobody has made a play for the healing beacon, by the way. And even on the turrets, they're not too aggressive around it. Durance of Hate now for Mephisto. And finally we're seeing a team with a level 10 advantage making an actual move for the support camp. Sonya with Leap, Anduin with the Light Bomb. So there's a couple of things that they could try and do with that. And with them having an extra item, that's obviously nice for them. We get Black Hole for Tacita. And Nazeebo is still missing, and he goes into Gary. Basically like drop and forget. So Gargantuan is in. Jimmy comes around with a quick Hyperion, so they're trying to damage the top side forward. And Nazeebo is ready to go. The rest of the red team is also starting to jump in. Talking about jumping in, seems like Sonya wants to make a jump. But I don't think there's a real target for her, so starts to head over towards the side. They're obviously going to aim for the back line if there is an opportunity. There's the leap. Tacita is the target. Light Bomb is there, just a little bit too late. And here comes the Black Hole. Oh, and the jet propulsion stun from Blaze. Nice. That one hit hard. And they're even continuing with more damage towards Anduin. The healing beacon is keeping them alive. Muradin is dead. But so is Sonya. Oh, Tacita. Jimmy not able to take him down. Yeah, Terran against Protoss. What can you say? So, Tacita made it out. Jimmy's still alive. Everybody popped their items, by the way. I mean, everybody just went in, all in on the items, threw everything that they had there. Nazeebo still stacking. 91 stacks for him currently. And Jojo back down to the bottom of the map. It's game number 1 of the best of 3, and we're not getting a ton of kills just yet. There's a couple of fights, but not really a very kill-heavy game. Everybody seems to be playing very cool, calm, and collected, and not willing to make too many mistakes here. So they're trying to play a bit more passive, which is working for the Cats, because they would love to get Nazeebo into the late game. That would be the big hope right now. So anything they can do in that regard to draw the game out is already nice. But maybe now, jet propulsion. That is a bit unfortunate for them. The electric fence didn't come down before he already was out of range, or Reyna would have been in trouble. But now they're trying to turn it on Sonya. Big damage. She makes it out though, but Nazeebo didn't. Nazeebo got killed. And maybe Scarex is also going to fall. He's able to get out. Earlier we had that 3-man jet propulsion, but Sonya takes advantage of the passing, comes in and just slams him into the ground. So that is another kill. Blaze is gone, 3 kills to 1 with level 13 talents now on the side of Nakivin. We don't have 13 yet for the red team, but they will get it soon. And yeah, then we'll see how much further they can go here. But for now, it seems that we have another protector coming up for the blue team. Jimmy is really trigger happy on this ult. Honestly, he's just dropping that whenever he has a chance. He's like, well, let's go. Let's get some value. Let's get some shots in against that front and push Nazebo slightly back. So, yeah. 13 talents give us also Ice Block for Nazebo. We just talked about him. It's going to make it a bit easier. Leap into the back. Durance of Hate. The Ancestral. Great job by Rhaegar. But he is now in a bad spot and goes down. Can they kill Jojo? Yes, they can. So Jojo gets killed. Then another... Ooh, that's a great target. Sonya wants to get a kill on Blaze, but he is responding quickly. And they are dropping instead Reyna. And that was a great pull. That was a fantastic pull by Anduin. That should have been a dead hero, but Anduin is able to pull the target out, and therefore they save the day. The blue team is by now ahead an entire level. One level ahead, but I still gotta say that Nazebo stacking is starting to worry me a bit more. Because he has full reign over the top lane now as well. Can easily go for the stacks here, is gonna get them. And this is going to get him a few more steps closer to level 20 and the 175 that he's gonna need there. But the blue team has now responded at the bottom of the map, and that rotation was something that the Cats Against Trouble simply didn't see coming. So that is the end of the bottom four. And there's nothing that they could really trade for this. They got a healing beacon, but that is not something where you say, okay, that was worth it. So they try to go for the objective, but yeah, that is a bit worrisome. Now level 16 is available for Nakivin, and the Soul Search party is soon gonna move towards the top and try and exploit that talent gap. Which honestly should force the red team back a little bit. Currently they're just waiting to get some experience of themselves, but they have nobody in the middle, nobody at the bottom of the map. Jimmy, I mean, it's honestly, he sees a hero, he goes for his ult. That guy loves the Hyperion. The more airtime the Hyperion gets, the better for him. Yeah, Jimmy likes his R button, for sure. Now they zone them out. Red team isn't willing to fight. They shouldn't. Again, they don't have any level 16 talents. And that means that we have now another protector for the team in blue. That's number 2 for them now. So 2 protectors for the team. And they start using it in the middle. We have already another fort destroyed. So that means all of the forts are gone. Every single one of them. And that is bad news. That's extremely bad news, honestly. Because now there's only keeps left, and when you play Nazebo and you're in such a spot, you always play for time. So the more structures get destroyed, the less time you have. It's 4 level that they still need to bridge. Nazebo is at 140 stacks. They burn the protector down pretty quickly, but there's also another push happening at the top lane at the same time. So, yeah, this one's opened up. They're all fighting up here, and the protector is currently fighting against Nazebo alone. And guys, they are losing way too much ground. Now that the red team is rotating into defend, he's starting to retreat, but that's more than 50% of the hit points in the middle gone. That is a lot. So, yep, this hurts. Selector's dropping out, but they are still 4 kills to 3, and too many structures lost on Cats Against Trouble. They need a bit more. Nazebo's at 150. No doubt in my mind that he's going to get to his stacks by level 20. The big question is just simply, do they make it to level 20? That's the only question here. Can they make it to level 20? Because I am right now not 100% certain. I'm not 100% sure that they can. And with that, yeah, next attack is already in or about to happen. We now have also down at the bottom right. Still a quick tap on the fountain, I guess. But the blue team, they are smelling blood in the water here. They see that they have an opportunity. And they should go for it. I mean, why wouldn't they? At this point, they're realizing, hey, we can actually do something here. We have a chance to make a bit of a play. So let's just go and try to take that keep out. Hyperion did some damage here, but not enough. They're still trying to go for the healing beacon over in the middle. Yeah. Oh, big ults. And the double kill right off the bat against the red team, followed by a kill against Muradin. That is 3 eliminated. And Right now, they should just make a play for the keep. I mean, the ult from Mephisto in particular was, of course, fantastic. And they just synced everything up properly here. And that allowed them to get 3 kills in total. And this is, of course, going to be the end of the keep and maybe of the game. Light bomb! And Nazeebo is dead. They're about to hit level 20, but they can go straight for the core here. Fantastic last fight from Nakivin. And they are taking game number 1. Great play from them, really well done here, good execution, and Nazeebo never made it to 20, so the whole game plan of Cats Against Trouble just not working out for them. This is the lead in the best of 3 series here in the winner bracket for the blue team. Nicely done, GG, and well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. So the lead goes to the blue team with a victory on Volskaya Foundry. And now the big question, can the Cats fight back here? Also, a quick reminder, because this is going to be important here. We have 10 heroes that are now unavailable. Another 6 are going to get banned. In most scenarios, this wouldn't be a huge deal. Here, it will play a role. There are now some players that might not get their preferred pick, and again, we are talking about the lower leagues here. We're talking about players. Some of these guys are maybe in gold, maybe in silver. So there is a difference. And yeah, it's going to be interesting if there are adjustments now already on the second map. Pretty happy with the map choice too. Tomb of the Spider Queen is always an interesting one and can be pretty fun. Especially, of course, since this is a smaller map, so you are guaranteed to have a lot more fights traditionally. Gul'dan gets banned, Kalathas gets banned, so they're getting rid of a few mages. Johanna is already out, she's normally a top pick, obviously also on this level. But, first pick, what are we getting from the Cats Against Trouble? The Cats are now in trouble. Can they get themselves out of it? That's the bigger question. And they also have to check out a little bit what has been played, what's still available. Has been shared earlier, and we get Deckard Cain first pick. Okay. Deckard Cain as a first choice. Now, whatever I expected for the first pick in the series, it wasn't Deckard Cain. But okay. So we get the old man. The blue team is already running the timer down too. They're like, okay, we really need to think about this. It's gonna get fun. If this goes to a third map, it's gonna get funny. Diablo and Leoric. I mean, again, you still have plenty of fantastic picks around, of course, right now. So this is a great front line that they have. Diablo Leo is awesome. Diablo with a lot of stun potential here around the objective. And then you have also Leo for the side lane clear. He gets Thrall for Skarax. And Tychus. Alright, so Deckard, Thrall, and Tychus. Could be a triple frontline that they're playing here. Then Tychus would be the only range damage dealer. Of course, also a matter of what exactly are we going to get in regards to his build. Is Diablo a reason enough for them to go for the bigger they are right now? Or what's the play? They are still missing some wave clear though. Definitely something that you should lean into as well. And let's find out what gets banned in the final 2 picks. ETC, so they're targeting the front line a little bit. I mean, there's a ton available, so they are clearly targeting heroes that the red team is a little bit more familiar with and that they would prefer here, because you can't ban out a role this early. It just doesn't happen. We have way too many heroes in the game right now as if we could do that on a second map. Map 5, maybe. Map 7 in the best of 7 series, you can start doing some stuff. But over here, you just have to really play around what your opponent likes to play and has available. There are just way too many options to pick from. Whiteman and Hanzo. Hanzo obviously a great choice to not only get the damage in and set things up with an arrow, but at the same time he can also interrupt whenever the opponent is attempting to turn in. You get vision too. Then we have Whiteman, who could also play a big role in just keeping the boys alive. But the final 2 picks for the red team. And again, they are behind. They need to win 2 in a row if they want to move through the winner bracket. They still have a chance in the lower bracket if they lose here. but they of course have other plans. It's Mal'Ganis and... Mal'Ganis, Arthas, and Thrall. Damn, somebody wanted to go for a super frontline heavy comp, and they did. So that is a lot of HP that you have to work your way through. It's a lot less wave clear that you would normally see there on the other hand. So that could become a problem. But yes, that is difficult to break through. They will need... The blue team will need a bit more damage on this. So they go for Jaina. They want some burst damage. There are a couple of comps that they can actually use. But, well, Tomb of Spider Queen, map number 2. Let's go. We're heading into the second map of the best of 3 series. Match point number 1 for the blue team. Nakiveen with a chance to close out the series. We have them on the left in blue with Odorox on Diablo, Slithery Snack on Hanzo, TT on Jaina, and we get Simba on Leoric, and Laser Mehu is playing Whitemane. So, this is going to be pretty big potentially. On the right side, we have Scarax on Thrall for the red team. The Cats against Trouble are currently playing this one with Cats himself on Mal'Ganis. We got G-Fog on Tychus, Farco on Arthas, and Truck Driver is playing Deckard Cain. Now, this is a lineup that is insanely beefy, and Thrall is not going to be the only one that is trying to dish out damage, as you can already tell, because we have Arthas specking straight into his trade. But they are not looking at a whole lot of wave clear. They want to get kills, they want to fight, they want to brawl, but wave clear is an issue and might, of course, later on also become a problem for them if it gets exploited by the blue team. This is something that we're still checking out, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting game to say the least. Game number 1 was a bit of a back and forth until the end. Right now we have the rotation between the mid and the top lane. Down at the bottom of the map, it is Leo against Thrall that we're getting here. Yep, and over in the middle, so far not too much going on. A couple of Howling Blast connects that we had from Arthas. He's also, of course, trying to just get more stacks on his trade, which is exactly what he's currently working on. So not only completing the quest, but also trying to boost that damage as much as he possibly can as all of that continues. So the man has plenty of things to do right now. Plenty of work ahead of him. Oh, Thrall actually at the bot lane loses to Leo. What? In the solo lane? Okay, that is a bit unheard of. Not something that usually happens. And the blue team also goes for their objective, which I honestly kind of like. So, well, I keep saying their objective, but I think it's clear I'm talking about the mercenaries here. They're obviously the actual map objective, but you have also a couple of like mini objective, milestones, whatever you want to call them, going for camps specifically on maps where it is pretty common to go for your own camp, time it, and then go for the attack. Yeah, this is kind of what we're speaking about here. So they have it in the middle. That's going to draw some resources of Cats against Trouble. But yeah, that kill against Thrall was definitely a bit of a surprise. It usually doesn't happen on a solo lane all that early, unless somebody is making a rotation happen, which we didn't see. Instead, we have now the red team being pushed back in the middle as well. Level 4 talents are kicking in. That gives us some death coil moves from Arthas. We might get some structural damage in too. Thrall comes in, gets a connect with Jaina, and immediately pushes her back. And Tychus has not made a choice yet. So, yeah, Tychus is the only one where we're still waiting for his level 4 ability. But while that's going on, yeah, we now have on top of that, still down at the bottom, our 1v1. So that is unfolding once again. And the teams are trying to turn it. I mean, teams are now slowly trying to get some turn-ins going here. So all about attempting to make sure that they're getting the first set of web weavers. Specifically, when we're talking here about the blue team, they have 15 gems turned in, whereas the red team wasn't able to turn anything in yet. But there's also experience lead for the blue team that could lead to an early level 7 talent, which of course for them would mean a bit of control that they could try and use to get stuff done. Tigers, by the way, went for the bigger they are, so they're targeting Diablo with it a bit, trying to chunk him down quickly and let the rest help out to finish the target off. Thrall also on level 4 with Frostwolf pack, so he's stacking as well. Yeah, and with the fight happening right now, we're gonna get next is of course a bit of a brawl over who claims the first web weaver wave. And as it stands, it's the blue team that gets pushed back a little bit. Some gems have been turned in on the red team side, but not nearly as many as from their opponents. So still a lead for the blue team now. 41 gems in their hands. Both teams have plenty and could facilitate the first turn in, but there's the level 7 talent. They can play around that extra talent a bit. Yeah. White main has gone into intercession. Big fight still happening, mainly up at the top. And Thrall right now without any stacks. So we're going to keep an eye on that, on his level 4 talent, and see if he's able to complete that. And if so, when. Both teams on level 7 now. And Thrall went into Ancestral Wrath. Super important talent, of course, for him to take. Grenade build also continues. Hanzo the entire time with interrupt after interrupt, and the blue team is starting to turn in at the bottom with Jaina. They are going to be able to pull that off, and that's a full Web Weaver wave. She had enough gems to make that happen, so the Web Weaver wave is completed. If they can get a kill against Arthas now too, that would be the dream, and that's exactly what they're doing. 25 gems on the ground, and the old man, Deckard Cain, is grabbing pretty much all of them. But 2 kills to 0, and the first Web Weaver wave for Nakivin. So the big chance to come in, take some structures out, and push this forward. And down here, yeah, well, Thrall, he has 3 stacks now on his level 4. But well, this 1 versus 1 still goes on. We have also the attack coming through the middle, where the wall is already destroyed, and nobody has even dealt with Hanzo at the top. Arthas is now coming in here, and is trying to stop him. But that's a lot of outer walls that are already getting murdered here. So, yeah, walls are getting destroyed. One after another, just being hit hard the entire time. And it's not only the walls that are falling. I think some of those forts will also take damage. Seems like this is more or less inevitable. Fort at the bottom of the map, for example, Thrall has no mana right now. So that's a problem for them. And up at the top lane, the Web Weavers have also been able to do some damage. Nothing is really threatening to destroy a fort fully yet, but there's a lead in experience that gets extended, so they are now nearly on level 10. And could potentially even go for a second turn-in if they play around those heroic abilities, because they're damn close. They're just 8 stacks away from an additional... 8 gems away from an additional thingy. From an additional objective. So, yeah. And the stacks are not quite coming together yet for Thrall. He's actually been reset. He missed one of his wolves, so now he's back to 1. Not going all that crazy well for him currently. Yeah. But with level 10 abilities that they now have, there's of course the chance to start to make a bit of a move and grab yourself a second objective. They kind of missed the window a bit though. I mean, it's a small one, to be fair. But yeah, they couldn't do anything while they had the big advantage. Now we have Syndragosa for Arthas. Also have, by the way, the Dragon Strike for Hanzo, so no arrow, no stun. Dragon Strike plus Entomb can be annoying. That can be a pretty annoying combo. Talking about being annoying, he is already escorting more waves in at the top. Down here though, Earthquake is out. Big ult. But the Apocalypse is there too. And here comes Hanzo, and he hits hard. Oh my god. Hanzo with a fantastic ult. Resetting Thrall again, by the way. So Thrall has been reset once more, and they didn't stop at killing Thrall. They also eliminated Arthas, and yeah, that was big. I mean, check this one out. The Apoc first, and then he comes in from the side flanks. They totally didn't see him coming there, and that is just a nasty surprise for the team, and they're losing a lot in the process. So, yep, good stuff for the blue team. And they now have the next Web Weaver wave. It's 4 kills to 0. Second Web Weavers. And it's getting a bit dangerous for the Cats Against Trouble. Bringing this back is not going to be easy. They lost a fair amount of gems. They are now... Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry. I really thought that the blue team got the turn-in. It's the red team that got the turn-in. Deckard apparently was able to lock it in. So, yeah, okay, that makes things a little bit better. I was really expecting blue Web Weavers to come down. I thought after the kill they turned in. And that could have been a problem. You have heroes falling, second turn in a row. That could have snowballed very easily. But there's a nice play now to try and bring this one back. And Syndragosa is obviously making the push even more dangerous. So they can play around that too. But, well, the Web Weavers have already been defeated on several lanes. And in the mid lane, the fort is taking damage because The minions got pushed through. Leo still defending at the bottom. Here comes the APOC. And again, APOC plus arrow is really working well for them. Arthas dies now for the second time to that play. They're trying to make a move for Arthas, and they get him, and he has 31 gems. 31 gems, and that's a disaster. They got the turn in, but they didn't get anything done with it. They did some, well, they did damage at the top fort, but they lost now more than 30 gems. Now the turn in is going to be ready for Nakivin, so that was amazing for them. Like, the comp between APOC plus Hanzo Arrow is working extremely well for them. Every single time the APOC affects multiple heroes, and then the timing is there from Hanzo, and they get kills because of it. So now that we have Web Weavers coming down again and a level 13 advantage for Nakivin, they should be able to get multiple forts here. The one in the middle is already low, and another minion wave is getting in there, completely unmolested. Thrall is alone at the bot lane to deal with it because Leo is now stopping by in the middle and is, well, he's rotating down. But there's going to be tons of damage now. Even with Odin being popped here, I personally just don't see that make enough of a difference. So, yeah, that topside fort is gone. The one in the middle, no surprise, is also going to be destroyed. So, that's another one that's gone pretty easily. Actually, they even held that. And down at the bottom of the map, okay, this one will fall. This one is really going to fall. But, yeah. So, 2 forts are down. They're still fighting in the middle. Trying to set another play up here too, but somebody should really rotate towards the top and get those 2 hits in that would eliminate the topside fort. But they go for Mal'Ganis and they drop him. They still have the Web Weaver here and they want to drop the wall, which they do. That's a 2-level lead, and I have bad news for fans of Cats Against Trouble. They still haven't gotten a kill. There's still 0 kills for them. The ult doing a little bit less damage this time, but Deckard Cain still walking with the Dragon Strike. And yeah, there's only half a level to 16. And the bot lane is also nearly destroyed. I mean, that second tower might even fall. So 2 walls have been opened up here. It's a tough game, for a tough series for the Cats Against Trouble. They are in real danger of getting absolutely steamrolled here. So far, Nakivin has gone through the red team like hot butter through cheese. Killed 8 heroes, eliminated 2 forts, and now getting another objective, which might turn the first keep to rubble. So it is a really tricky game for them right now. I mean, Leo is still down at the bottom of the map. We have in the middle maybe the push now coming up from them. And it is a really dangerous situation that the red team finds themselves in now. This could be where they lose this one. This could be absolutely where they lose this map and the series, of course, then in the process. So they have to perform a little bit of a miracle. They really have to dig down deep and get big kills in right now. And I'm not sure if that's going to be all that easy for them. Middle of the map, they haven't really done too much damage though, the Web Weavers. And now it's the bottom of the map that really matters. And here they connect the Entomb. And here comes the arrow, but yeah, no real damage done. The keep has also not been destroyed. This has actually been a pretty good defense for Cats Against Trouble. So far, at least. But here's the APOC, and Arthas dies again. 4th time that Arthas dies. 4th time that Arthas goes down, and now they kill Thrall. The quest, by the way, still not completed, so he gets destroyed once again. No chance for him to pull anything off in that situation, and it's just brutal. The keep at the bot lane now gone. The core technically open, so they could try and make a play there. But Diablo dies. So Diablo is gone. Maybe they can still defend there. Everybody's a bit low, but they are still able to take 1 hero out. And that was an important kill. So the team is slowly rotating back out. Even with the talent advantage, the level lead, and everything else that they had, they couldn't make it happen. Now it's also a point on the board for Cats Against Trouble. They were at least able to kill 1 target. Diablo obviously had his soul stacked, I mean, so he's able to rejoin the fights in just a few seconds. Yeah, and here could be another big arrow from Hanzo, and they get it. Massive damage. Big Entomb, big follow-up from Hanzo. Now they're splitting the team. They go for Deckard Cain. They take him down as well. The red team gets level 16 talents, but it's not going to be enough, is it now? No, it looks real tricky for them. They're losing ground so insanely quickly, and now the core is getting attacked. I don't think they can defend yet. It's 3 defenders that are trying their best to stop the onslaught, but the core is losing hit points as we speak already. They're dropping Tigers. That's the damage dealer gone. Syndergosa, Earthquake, damn, that's big. Double kill, triple kill. Thrall, Scarex is going absolutely murder mode and kills everything in his path. The core is down to 55%, but nearly the entire blue team gets wiped off the map. 13 kills to 5. The gap in experience not fully closed. There's still a few minions, a few mercenary minions that are doing damage to the keep. Very little, but they're there. And holy hell, has that turned the game? Is there a chance now for them to actually turn this around? They go for the boss. They're trying with the boss to get momentum in the game itself, whereas Leo is making some plays for their own camp. So Leoric is trying to get a camp connected, and nobody's actually dealing with him right now, so he is going to get this. This will put additional pressure onto the keep in the middle, but what is the next play coming from the red team? 55,000 damage from Tigers, 65,000 from Hanzo, the 2 top damage dealers for their respective teams. So not enough gems to get anything done here for Cats Against Trouble. They have to play around the boss, and that's exactly what they're doing. Leorki has, by the way, not used his trade even once, but now we have catapults at the bot lane. We have 15 minutes in. It's not too dangerous yet, but with 55% of the core, that would worry me. Cats Against Trouble. They're trying to go for the play. Leo has taken the siege giants at the bottom of the map. All the lanes are pushing against Cats Against Trouble, except for the top lane. And the catapults are doing damage to the core now. They're not going to take it out, I think, but this is going to get way closer than it should. The red team is just trying to end the game at the top. They're trying to end the game. This is their one chance. The keep is not destroyed yet. The core on the red team side is at 25%. More catapults and siege giants are coming in. 22%. They can't attack this yet. They need to go back. The keep is gone. Arthur's is low. 22%. Siege giants are soon going to make their way over towards the core. They might lose it here. Tiger's down. Arthur's down. Quest completed on Leo's side for 16. Here comes level 20. The boss about to be murdered. And this, it needs to be it. This has to be it. Core on the right side is going to be attacked by siege giants any moment, but the team is also falling. They're annihilating Deckard Cain, and now it's only Mal'Ganis left. But the Winions are already on their way to take the keep out, and now the core gets attacked too. This is it. Nakivin with the victory. They take down Cats Against Trouble with a 2-0. Just a matter of time here. Mal'Ganis is attempting to pull off the impossible, but of course it's not going to work out. A 2-0 victory as they take Towers of Doom for the blue team. Cats Against Trouble drops down into the losers bracket.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.